Members of the Gippsland Tobacco and Healthy Lifestyle team met in 2017 to work through the details of a new smoking cessation training package for their local communities. 4 of them, however, were still smokers themselves. It was an issue that they could no longer ignore, the elephant in the room. After some discussion, the group agreed to open up, to invite others to follow their personal quitting journeys, all captured on camera. This part of their quitting journey concludes. We find out how each of them went.
The elephant in the room for us is that 4 of us tobacco action workers on a team of 6 are actual smokers ourselves. Yeah. And we have tried our quit journey before, and as you know, as a quit specialist, we've relapsed and lapsed and started again and relapsed again and started again.
So 2017 was a really good year because especially out in Gippsland we had a lot of people that were feeling really supported through the work that is going on with the Gippsland Tobacco Action Team, and also with Lakes Entrance Aboriginal Health Association, and even in partnership with us, we found that there's a lot of people that were feeling really supported, really enjoying the shared care that they were getting from ourselves and from Leha, and they have passed that on. There's a lot of people throughout Victoria, even in different programs, that are enjoying being smoke-free, just using say things like Champix. I know one of the gentlemen out here, and he's quit 7 times, he said, and this time he was using a local health service in Melbourne, and because he felt more supported, and he'd tried Champix before, this time it just worked. So it's nearly the same scenario, but he just felt more supported from his health service, and that really helped him get over the line, and he's been smoke-free for about 10 months now. So it's there's a lot of things that are going on, but as we see the new stats come out, we're finding that our smoking rates of Aboriginal people is decreasing faster than those of the non-Indigenous population. So there's some really good stuff that's going on. So when you hear the bad news, it's not true. There's a lot of good stuff that's going on.
We think at Quitline to always have that support on the side, whether it be a family member, a friend, somebody close, a doctor that you can actually really confide in at those times. And as well, at the Quitline, we actually, that's why we have the services. If they have a craving and they're trying to quit and they don't feel like they have that support, they know they have us to talk to, they have us to guide them, give them information. Even, they're wanting to quit, but they don't have that support, just to call into us, to have a talk with us and have a yarn with us and, talk about it. And that way, when they get off the phone, they feel a bit more encouraged and a little bit more enthused to want to, start their quitting attempt, and then it gradually grows with the support from talking to their family about they spoke to somebody at the Quitline, to actually they jump on the bandwagon and supporting, then another person supports, and then another person. So in the end, then they actually grow their own community of people attempting to quit smoking, and also their friends and family as well, coming together and helping them, stay quit for forever.
There is no doubt that the restrictions on advertising has been effective tobacco control. It's part of our policy. That's been a great success story, because it's, the limits that we've put on advertising via the cigarette companies are beautifully correlated with the young people not taking up cigarette smoking. I think that evidence is really strong. And at the same time, the anti-smoking campaigns and informing and educating the public about the ill effects of smoking has had a huge impact as well, and it's motivated people to quit and to make quit attempts. So it's very important that we have advertising restrictions on smoking, and that extends on to e-cigarettes is absolutely essential, and that we continue to have public education campaigns about the ill effects of smoking.
And everyone's motivations for quitting smoking are going to be different. Some will have a completely health angle. So we have a lot of clients who are having surgery. Surgery is a time, it's really stressful. Surgeries are risks. You've got to, sign a form that, says that this A, B and C could happen to you. And one of the biggest things that we know that can improve your chances of having an uneventful surgery, which is what you want, is to quit smoking. So for one client it might be health. For another client it might be they're trying to get pregnant. For another client it might be purely money. They might be in their early 20s. They're not even thinking about their health at that point. They're young, they're invincible. But they're on a minimum wage and they're not getting a whole lot of cash a week. And I always say to them, if someone gave you $100 or could give you $100 a week, what would you say? And they say, I'd say yes. I say quit smoking, and that's exactly what will happen to you. So I think really working with what those motivators are and really breaking them down and bringing them back to what those motivators are in times of difficulty is really, really important to help them on their journey.
I went out on the weekend. I did not have one cigarette. I went out in the smoke room to get some fresh air, and I couldn't breathe. I could smell all that disgusting smoke, and it made me sick throughout the night in the pub. And then I went home, went to bed, and went to work all week, and then didn't have no cigarettes at all, didn't have none through my break. Normally I do, but I don't now. Feel pretty good about it. I'm starting to see things clearer. Like when I walk into a room, it's like actually brighter. And stuff's just clearer to me now, so it's been pretty good.
Okay, I'm going to go insane if I don't have a smoke. That really bad craving that I can't sit here any longer. But it's getting better because I'm diverting from just getting up and going. And I only go and have that smoke when I feel so overwhelmed that I'm going to have one now before I feel like I'm going to, sounds crazy, but like an anxiety attack. That's just the way I'm feeling. But it's getting better. A lot better than it has been. So, doing well.
I haven't had a smoke for at least 2 to 3 months. Really good. Yay me. Feeling really good. As in health-wise, pocket-wise, money. I haven't thought about a smoke for a bit. I've had a few stressful moments, but I didn't turn to a cigarette. Just walked it off. Keep pushing on. Keeping strong. See ya.
I'm just a little unwell. I'm just a little unwell. Can you hear that out there? Oh, sound good? It's different to the home or on a live stage. Heaps different. Yeah, it's a good one. Haven't been in the studio for years. See me awake. Out here nothing changes, not in a hurry anyway. You can feel the endlessness with the coming of the light of day. They're talking about a chosen place. You wanna sell it in a marketplace. Well,
I feel like I'm still on my journey. But I'm hoping that I have no relapse, but I don't think I will, because I've learnt how to have that willpower to say no and how to handle my cravings where I didn't before. So where it comes in now, I'm sort of like pushed away. So it was really good. So I think like now, just end. I think I'm pretty much coming up near to my end of my journey. So, yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be really good. And I'm starting to get back in the gym too, so that's keeping me more occupied and keeping me fit and keeping me get back into fitness and stuff. So I don't think I'll have any time for cigarettes.
Yeah, I really get right up on the horse and I'm like, yep, I'm going really good. And then, yeah, I stumble again, but yeah, get back up again and stumble again. But yeah, nowhere near as many smokes as I used to smoke, which was really good. Yeah, at the most I probably have 5 or 6 a day, if that. Some days it's only 2. But yeah, but I know that I've cut down from 20. So to me, that's a major achievement. Didn't like myself much with the stumbling. And I tried all the willpower I had just to keep going right. But yeah, I think the longest I went was about 3 days without any smokes. And I'm like, yes, I'm on the road. And I was really proud. And yeah, and then, yeah, Nikki went home and then I had the kids again. And then it was like, okay, no, it's okay, cool, it's fine. But yeah, I just stumbled again. But when I did stumble, it was only like 1 or 2 cigarettes. So yeah, now it's still sometimes only 1 or 2 cigarettes. From when I wake up to my smoking, like my coffee, I don't have it anymore, which is really good. So I've cut that one out, so I'm really proud of that. My last one's probably about, I don't know, 7 at night, if that. So I've cut out all the big pieces I believe is really good. Like, of a morning I'd sit there with a coffee and have, I don't know, 3 ciggies. Oh yeah, now I'll go have a shower. Now there's no ciggies in the morning. And of a night time I'd go, I'll go to bed. No, I'll get up and have a smoke. I don't do that at all. When you speak to people, you do feel guilty because you are a smoker. You can connect, which I find is very important, that you can connect. People go, you don't know how hard it is. The connection you can make when you say, well, yeah, I do, you know, and you do connect that way, and that is really good. I find it really hard to understand that, yes, you know, I do smoke and I'm in the team. So that's another really good thing too, because I won't smoke if we've got something that we're doing, because it's like they're going to look at me and I'm going to really get the guilts on and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and people can sit back and say, yeah, they've got great determination and they can do it instantly and all you need is willpower. And some people, that's all they need. Other people do struggle with it. And in a way, it empowers me to say to other people, hey, it's okay, I'm going to help you and you can help me, but this is a journey and everyone's journey is different. Yeah. I do 100% want to stop. Money-wise, health-wise, just I want to lose weight. So to walk, I get puffed. But I'm not going to be able to walk and lose weight if I don't stop smoking. So 100% I really want to, you know, succeed, and I know I will. And I'm hoping I'll wake up one morning and go, hey, I'm that strong now. I have got the willpower to stop. Yeah, and like I said, 3 days to someone might not be much, but to me, 3 days was fantastic. And I felt guilty for stumbling, but I know that I can just get up and go, okay, let's get back on, let's keep going. Yep.
Well, I did say I was going to be smoke-free by Christmas, and I've stuck to it. I'm stuck on an arrow, and things have been too busy at home to be able to go out and have a smoke, so I said I was going to do it. I stuck with it, and I'm happy where I am. And now the main thing is to work on the weight and you know, keep healthy. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it was a bit of a battle, but I got through it. I was only doing half a cigarettes at first, and before December I was only smoking half a cigarettes. Then I continued to do that, and yeah, I found myself that what's the point of smoking half a cigarette anymore if, you know, if they're just going to sit there and go to waste. And because I won't light it back up, I'll go and light up another one. So it's like, yeah. But yeah, so my pop was kind of a bit happy for me, and he's wanting to give up smoking too. So I was trying to help him in the process as well, and trying to set a good example for him. He's been smoking for a very, very long time, and he'd find it more harder than myself. But yeah, so that's my next step, is to help Pop give up smoking. I found that it was really good. It was like it's not like I had to give the smoking up. I just felt that you guys were more of a push kind of thing, and a good push, not a bad push, but yeah, trying to actually get me into wanting to give up and sticking to it, and knowing that doing these video cams and speaking about it, it kind of pushed me to do it. And it's like I didn't want to have to do it all the time. Didn't want to have to do video cameras all the time, because every time I smoked, I had to do a video camera. So I was like, well, I'm not doing this all the time. But yeah, so a big team effort does help and does go a long way. I've found that it really helped me out a lot. Having the teammates, and they're just awesome. And they go through the same thing as me. They bounce off me and relate to me too, and come talk to me when they're having problems. Yeah.
So Shani, how did you feel about being a smoker when you were working in a job where you were supposed to be helping other people stop smoking? Has it been important to you to give up so that you can...
It has been important to me to give up, but I looked at it as it wasn't about me. It was about the clients and the other people. I'm not at work to help myself. I'm at work to help others, and that's how I thought of it. And but I was still thinking of myself as well. You know, I've got to think of myself. For me to be able to help others, I've got to be okay. And I thought, well, what better way to do it? I work with them, so I may as well give it a go. And I'm smoke free now.
The power is in the truth talking, so then when people do listen to this or use this as an educational tool, or other smokers use this to try to help them quit, they can see that just because they might have had a little hiccup or a failure, that you should always get back on the horse and continue to try. Yeah. When I first called the Aboriginal Quitline, I was a bit iffy, being the regional coordinator of Gippsland, tackling Indigenous smoking team. I was a bit nervous in the sense of they, because I have a really close relationship with Quitline Quit Victoria and Cancer Council Victoria, so I was really nervous that the councillors would know me via my name, and then and the stigma of me working in cessation kind of thing, and being a smoker, it was always a secret too that I was a smoker. So when I do work alongside these big official people, I always hide that fact that I am a smoker, and yeah, so it was a bit embarrassing to do, but it was really amazing, the support that they've given me, and tailored the support towards me has been just fantastic. Yeah, really good. So we won the Vic Health Award for 2017, and which is a major health promotion award in Victoria, and we were in the category of preventing tobacco use. So pleased to announce we've been trialling a shared care approach with Quit Victoria, the Cancer Council, of shared care models. So when we get our clients, Aboriginal clients tend to, when it comes to TIS, tend to not want to talk to people over the phone. They tend to be a face-to-face kind of conversation that they like to have. So we always used to get clients. It was very rare that a client would say yes to a call from Quitline. So what we done was we embedded it in, because we know a call from Quitline to have that behavioural support over the phone is best practice in cessation. So what we done, we embedded it into our sign up. So in the sense of, if you want us to work with us as Gippsland Tobacco, you then also need to take the calls from Quitline and start being serious on that journey as well. We've had, I think, our stats have gone through the roof. Quitline stats have gone through the roof. So let's just say before we created this shared care approach, shared care model, we were lucky to send Quitline 3 or 4 calls a year from Aboriginal clients in Gippsland alone. And now just in the last 6 months we've already hit number 96, so it's just gone through the roof. And for that's the reason that we've proved that best practice is for Aboriginal community controlled health organisations, which is where Gippsland Tobacco is based, out of Lehigh in Lakes Entrance, and mainstream organisations. It does work when we do work together, and it's a really powerful approach. Yeah.
There are a lot of short-term benefits of quitting smoking. So things like heart rate begins to decrease, your blood pressure becomes more stable within hours of quitting smoking, and even within a few days of quitting, things like your sense of smell, your sense of taste improve. So there's not only long-term benefits of quitting, but there's also these shorter-term benefits, and a lot of the time they can be quite noticeable for the person who's attempting to quit smoking.
A funeral is actually a really common trigger. So people who've been quit for a really long time, then they go to funeral and think, I haven't thought about smoking for 10 years, and that stress of that funeral brings it back. So those triggers can be really strong, and quite often when we have that urge to smoke and we've been quit for a while, that's a sign that you've discovered a new trigger. And an example of one on the Quitline is this man had rung up years ago going, I've been quit for like 15 years and I've suddenly got really, really strong cravings to smoke again. I don't know why. Work's going well, family's going well, nothing big has happened. And so the quit counsellor started going, okay, well, let's see. When were you having those cravings? What were you doing? What was going through your mind? And he was watching a movie that was one of his favourite movies that he hadn't seen for many, many years. And then she said, so, tell me, last time you watched it, were you smoking then? And he was like, yes. And so those triggers can be sort of dormant and they're just waiting down the track.
So we do find that a lot of people try to quit many times, and we know that with different surveys, Aboriginal people do want to quit just as much, and they do try to quit just as much as non-Indigenous people. But the thing about the length of quit attempts on average isn't as much, and also we don't try things like nicotine replacement therapy as much as non-Indigenous people. So it's really just trying to find that support and providing that for them through the different services to make people see that it's not a isolated incident where they've tried 10 times sometimes and they just can't get themselves over the line, but they just build that strength and confidence, and the next one could be the go, but if you don't try it again, then you're not going to know.
Yeah, so carbon monoxide is the gas that's produced when people smoke. Now, carbon monoxide is also produced by cars. It's what comes out our car exhaust, and it's also what comes out of our gas heaters. And the problem with carbon monoxide is that it loves red blood cells. And by loves red blood cells, what I mean is that it attaches itself quite strongly to these red blood cells. And that's a problem because we usually have oxygen on these red blood cells. So all of a sudden we don't. And what that means is our heart and our other organs have to work harder to compensate. And sometimes our body will actually think, what's going on here? And it'll make more red blood cells to compensate. And as a result, our blood becomes thick, it becomes sticky, and that's where some of those heart and stroke risks come from. So carbon monoxide is definitely one of the components of cigarettes that is really integral to the disease-causing effects of smoking.
what we do know is that people who smoke are twice as likely to experience significant stress, including financial stress. And smoking keeps them sort of trapped in that. So you've got less income, you smoke, as I said, it temporarily feels good and it's a good distraction, and it sort of hides those negative feelings, but also costs you a lot of money, and then you feel guilty because you've spent this money and you get stuck in this cycle and you tell yourself off. So people who smoke are twice as likely to experience significant stress. The good news is that if we're able to quit, and when people do, their stress levels actually reduce, their feelings of anxiety reduce and depression, and they're more likely to experience positive mood and improve quality of life. So even though the circumstances make you more likely to smoke, the smoking also causes you a lot of stress. So if you can tackle the smoking, you will most likely experience improvements in mood, stress, and that self-confidence. And and the financial benefits can't be understated there, because once you can free yourself from that addiction, that's money that you can spend on things that you really value and important to you.
So vaping's a very hot topic at the moment, and one that people have very, very strong views on. But I suppose as a health professional, I take an evidence-based view of it. So what vaping is basically it's using an electronic cigarette, and what that electronic cigarette does is it vaporise, or it heats up liquid into a vapour which you inhale. So currently in Victoria, nicotine-containing electronic cigarettes are illegal, and I suppose looking at it from an efficacy or do they work angle and a safety angle, there's still a whole lot of unknowns. So at the moment we don't know a great deal about both short and long-term health effects due to vaping or e-cigarette use, and there's also not a whole lot of studies that show that they're effective at helping people to quit smoking. So I think at the moment certainly not something that I recommend, and I think as more research is done into these areas, we'll revise that literature and look at what our opinion is regarding them.
The best chance of quitting is to use a combined approach: personalised coaching, whether in person or over telephone, plus nicotine replacement therapy products or quitting medicines. The latest Cochrane review, and the Cochrane group is a bunch of researchers out there who pull the best evidence together and really look at multiple studies and really look at it to tell us what the latest evidence is. And they say that if a person uses nicotine replacement therapy on their own, about 10 out of 100 will quit. Now, if we add that personalised coaching, that counselling, that smoking cessation counselling, that comes up to, plus the NRT, that comes up to 16 in 100 to quit. So you can see the best chance of quitting is that combined approach.
Had my relapse, and I've had my downfalls, and I've had my upcomings, and now that I'm in the clear, so it's been pretty good. So I like it.
I felt guilty for stumbling, but I know that I can just get up and go, okay, let's get back on, let's keep going. Yep.
I've gone down, and then I've gone back up, and then I've gone down, and I've gone back up, and I'm back down again now. So I think I was on about a pack a day when I first started this journey, and probably a little bit over half of that now, so a little bit under half of that now. So
I've got to think of myself. For me to be able to help others, I've got to be okay.
And I thought, well, what better way to do it? I work with them, so I might as well give it a go. And I'm smoke free now. So yeah, and I like it.